Hey, good morning. Well, there is no need for a case of the Mondays at this place. It's called The Local Habit. Some Creole cooking, Cali Creole cooking. We're going to tell you what that's all about and give you some tunes to liven up your Monday. That's coming up on the Fox 5 Morning News.
Heather Lake is live in Hillcrest with some good food this morning.
She's showing us where we can get authentic Creole food in San Diego. This is the real deal, right, Heather?
Ah, listen to this, you guys. No need to have a case of the Mondays, right? So listen, this is Tori Rose and the Hot Mess this morning, opening up our show on a Monday. You gotta love it. We're hanging out at The Local Habit. If you don't know what Creole food is, well, our friend Nick, the chef here at Local Habit's going to help us out this morning just a little bit. You alive? You awake this morning?
Oh, wide awake, ready to go.
Wide awake and ready to go. I love waking up chefs in the morning because, see, this is what happens. They've been cooking and busy, and their restaurant doesn't close till like 2 a.m., and then they're like here at 4 to get ready to make sure we've got all this wonderful food on the table. So good morning to you. Let's do this, shall we? Creole versus Cajun.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Well, right off the bat, it's mainly, a money thing is what really kind of was the difference right off the bat back in the day in Louisiana. Nowadays, it's kind of separated a little bit more, just according to flavors and what we have, in different areas of Louisiana. But when you dig into real, true Cajun versus Creole, Creole traditionally had a little bit more money. They had a little bit more fun. So it's more along the lines of a seafood gumbo, something that had a little bit more butter and flour, all these things that actually cost money back in the day. And then Cajun would be more along the lines of a jambalaya or something where rice would be bulked out using maybe a tiny bit of flavor to bulk out a bunch of flavor.
A lot of rice.
A ton of rice to serve a ton of people. So that could be filled with anything they found back in the day.
Which is kind of cool. So what you're doing here is a Cali Creole. So a little taste on the West Coast over here, a little flair of flavor. You got a lot of stuff on the table. You want to just kind of go through a little bit for us and explain what this kind of food is?
Well, first and foremost, being Cali Creole, what that means is we take California ingredients, all local organic food, and we pretty much pair that with our Cajun lovin' from the South. So we bring in the paprika, the cayenne, the corianders, and all that really, bold flavors that we use in the South.
I'm most curious about something this morning because this looks so interesting to me. I have no idea what this dish is.
Well, this is our version of gumbo, basically. Again, Cali Creole kind of means a little bit more than just California and Cajun cuisine. It's a little bit more about my travels and my influences that I've had while being in California. So this has a little bit of Asian influence. I traveled there a few years back. I'm a noodle freak, so I got really, I'm really big into broth and noodles. And this noodle specifically, we added a dark, toasty AP flour to. So it's basically like we're making a gumbo right off the bat instead of using fat and continuing that gumbo to make a really thick gravy style soup. We actually took that dry noodle and turned it into, that dry pasta, dry flour, and turned it into a noodle. So we've got that toasty, we've got that bitter flavor, and then our broth brings in all those other elements. So we've got, the allspice, the bay leaf, a little bit of pork back and chicken backs in there. And
so for anyone that is thinking your cup of noodles or your ramen, this is way better. This is way better.
It's a whole nother ball game. I wouldn't say better, but it is a whole nother ball game. It's an interesting
I've
take.
seen Raul with a cup of noodles or some top ramen at his desk. So I'm just telling him, giving a little sneak peek of, the gourmet ramen. All right, Nick's doing something special for you here.
You got to try this for sure. It's a little different take. It's got a big time Cajun influence, but you definitely get that ramen back.
Okay, so a little Cali Creole influence. I like it. We're going to go over some more dishes here and so much more coming up in our next hour. Can we get a little bit of music again? Say thank you to these guys for waking us up on a Monday. Listen to her voice, too. You want to do a little singing for us this morning?
Come on now.
I think I'm stumbling. Got me twisted inside of.
Looking for some good grub here in San Diego?
Heather Lake is live in Hillcrest, adding a little flavor to your average plain old California meal. Hey, Heather.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, you know what? You guys might know a little bit about this, especially Erica, because you had a little bit of New Orleans flair.
Yeah,
right?
living on the Gulf Coast.
You were living in Louisiana for a little bit, so you had some probably Cajun cooking. We're going to talk a little bit about the difference between Creole and Cajun cooking. So here at the Local Habit, not only do they have some flavor with their tunes, We're showing you a little bit of that this morning. But if you come out here for brunch or any meal of the week, you're going to try what's called Cali Creole. So we've got Tori Rose and the Hot Mess this morning playing us some little tunes, getting a pick-me-up on this Monday. And Nick, the chef, is going to tell us all about this Cali Creole cooking. So you've got a little bit of New Orleans flair to your background, right?
100%. I moved here about 12 years ago from New Orleans, and I've been pretty much developing this cuisine ever since then.
Okay, so what's your favorite? I know so you had these 2 pieces of meat that you brought out here,
Yeah.
and I kind of look at them and I'm like, all right, what is this all about?
Well, this is part of pretty much our everyday operations here, but I guess what we can talk about more or less is our brunch right now, which is great because we got Tori actually performing at our Sunday brunch, which is amazing. Have some live jazz while you're enjoying all this great
Yeah,
food.
her voice is incredible.
Off the charts. And so again, everything's made in-house here on a daily basis. This is our smoked pepper bacon. This is our homemade andouille, which is a traditional Cajun sausage. Our beignets, of course, from Café du Monde down there in the French Quarter. Some homemade buttermilk biscuits, again made from scratch every Sunday here. Which is something that's, this is something that's a little bit difficult to find around here. It's like trying to find a breakfast burrito in Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? So
Not gonna happen, I don't think, or at least not too easy, right?
Exactly. So this is a real deal Southern buttermilk biscuit. Something I was born and raised on.
And then today is red beans and rice Monday, right?
Got it. Every Monday here at Local Habit, we're going to be featuring red beans and rice, and that's what happens in New Orleans. Traditionally, the wives back in the day would be washing laundry on Monday. That was laundry day. So they wanted something they didn't have to pay attention to when they were cooking. So they had a big old pot of red beans going on the range, and they could walk away and do their work. So, still in New Orleans today, you can go to laundromats, most of which have bars in them. I think every place has a bar in New Orleans. And you can get some free red beans and rice, a nice cocktail, and all that good stuff while you're doing
It's not free here, but you guys have a pretty good deal going on.
We got a $5 red beans and rice, and it is a vegetarian red beans and rice, but you're able to add on andouille or any of our pepper bacon or some of our braised pork shoulder that we beer braise in-house as well. So you can add all those great flavors to it.
I love this. So there you go. Erica can get a little taste of home and comfort if she wants a little bit of that, because she spent some time in New Orleans. And I know there's a lot of cool stuff that you've been bringing out each hour. So we're going to keep talking about that. I think these folks over here look a little hungry, though. They're like kind of hanging out with us this morning. Come on. You had some coffee. Enjoy those. Yum, yum, yum. They look so good. One cool little tidbit about you, too. For you guys back in the studio, you cooked for J-Lo. Oh, that's kind of interesting, I think.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's pretty much how I got my catering business going, I guess about 10 years ago. I was a private chef in Los Angeles for a while for a bunch of people.
And you said she liked ribs.
Yeah, she was a big fan of the ribs, a big fan of Southern style ribs. I think she was a big fan of Southern food in general. Being from Puerto Rico, like kind of those classic flavors. Kind of single pot cooking is what she was really into.
So can you start cooking for me if I can have a body like that?
I know,
Will
right?
it work that way? Do you get those curves or something? Is that how it works?
If you got if you can pull out your card to pay for it, I'll come to cook for anything.
This guy.
I bet.
No deals over here.
You got to pay for those curves, all right? Then I'll come for free.
I'll have whatever she's having, whatever J-Lo's
right?
having.
Yeah, exactly. Pull up a chair.
Heather, thank you.
Heather Lake is live in Hillcrest with some good food this morning.
She's showing us where we can get authentic Creole food here in San Diego. It's the
Guarantee.
real deal, Heather.
Yeah, it is the real deal. The chef is, he spent some time living in New Orleans, so he's bringing that to San Diego. This is really cool. Not only can you get the authentic Cali Creole food, but you can get some Cali Creole cocktails. That's where Matthew comes in hand. You had a busy Sunday brunch, though, I bet.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So we're doing something really cool. Not only do we have, like, the Monday blues going on, and not the bad blues, the good blues this morning with a little bit of music and jazz, we're going to be showing you something really neat. So as you start to tap this in here, I want you to explain to our viewers, because I was like, wow, what is that? So for people who are seeing this for the very first time, what are you doing here?
So basically just absinthe in the glass, which is by St. George, which is a local absinthe. Raw sugar cube on top. And this is just ice cold water that will slowly drip into the absinthe, which softens the blow of the alcohol and brings out the characteristics of the absinthe flavors.
So anyone that likes drinking this kind of cocktail or drink, this is kind of the way to do it, right?
Definitely,
Okay,
definitely.
and then you've got an oyster, so I'm guessing there's some kind of special tie-in, right?
On Tuesdays, we're doing Fat Tuesday, which is $1.25 oysters and $5 absinthe. And you can come in every Tuesday.
Now,
and
that's
we
just
can-
happy hour or all
No,
Tuesday?
all Tuesday.
All
day.
right, I love it. Happy hour all day. We'll take it. Okay, let's talk about these two cocktails because they're kind of your Cali Creole flavor, so a little bit of spice and spunk to them, right? Okay.
So over here is the Old Habit, which is I'm going to have you help me make.
All right.
So if you want to pour this in, it's a half ounce of our raw sugar syrup, which is basically a smoked raw sugar cube that we have over here. We just put in a smoker for about an hour.
Smoked. Okay, smoked sugar, and then what?
And then you're going to take the Creole bitters here.
What is that supposed to taste like?
Creole bitters is basically like your classic Creole spices, paprika, coriander,
Oh, so
stuff like
it's
that.
How
Yep.
much?
One whole one.
Like
Yep.
that?
Yep.
Okay.
Easy.
I feel like I'm making a magic potion
That's it.
here or something. Okay, that's it. That's all we have.
And then over here we have another cocktail. It's going to be called the Balboa No. 2.
Okay.
Has 2 ounces of henneberry, which I already put in, which is a local rye by my friend Jesse. And I'm going to add a half ounce of paprika honey, keeping that whole Cali Creole vibe.
So spicy again. All right.
Add sarsaparilla bitters, which is also a local bitters by my friend Eric Lockridge.
Cool.
So 2 dashes
I didn't
of
realize
that.
there was so much going on in the spirits world in
It's
San
crazy
Diego.
here.
I love
It's crazy. And then just an ounce of lemon juice.
it. Okay.
Easy.
And then I'm guessing that gets a little shake, huh?
We're going to shake it up.
We're gonna shake it up for you here on a Monday. Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? Oh wow. There's a little bit of talent going on here. See, I just left it to him. Leave it to the bartender. The guy behind the bar knows how to do it. So these two are the favorite and famous flagship cocktails. Let's see how that one looks. Does that have a fun? I like cocktails with fun colors. That's such a girly thing, isn't it?
It's going to be a little light brown.
Ah, voila. And then.
And a little absinthe.
Oh,
Absinthe keeping with the whole theme, obviously.
okay.
And then over here, we're going to julep strain
Finish
that.
it off. Beautiful. Can I take this one over here and listen to some music? I like it. Come with me. Join me. You know, it's a Monday. Why not? We're going to enjoy the show a little bit, okay? We've got some friends. We've got some good tunes. We've got Nick, our chef, who's made all this wonderful stuff here at Local Habit. If people haven't checked it out, obviously Sunday brunch was yesterday, but maybe they're already making plans for the weekend. Why not?
Come out next Sunday.
Beignets, I think you just dove into that.
Yeah, I had to have one. It's, early in the morning. Had to get some energy.
Before we go this morning, tell us a little bit about bringing your kind of New Orleans flair to San Diego.
Well, again, like when we opened Local Habit 4 years ago, it was all about bringing Louisiana flavors here to San Diego and, again, representing the local foods and supporting local economy as well, like I said, with the bitters as far down to our cuisine. So everything we do here is trying to source as local as possible, but just bringing that spice and love from Louisiana.
Cool. Yeah, you guys just did a remodel. The place looks awesome. So we've got a little bit of Monday blues for you. You guys play us out here. We're going to send it back to the studio for now.
Heather, I'm curious, does he use a lot of crawfish? Can you hear me? Does he do crawfish in
I
his
can't hear
dishes?
Hold on. I had them play the music. Now I can't hear you at all. Ask me that question one more time.
I'm curious, does he incorporate crawfish into his dishes?
Crawfish. Eric is asking for crawfish.
April 25th, we are doing 500 pounds of crawfish here.
Good thing she asked.
Yeah, so we do it twice a year. We do it for Mardi Gras and we do it after Easter because the price of crawfish drops in Louisiana after Easter. It's just a little bit more plentiful. It's pretty much crawfish season now. So yeah, 500 pounds. We fly out live. We boil them up here. We're going to have a nice brass band out to really, again, dig deeper into Louisiana.
April 25th it is.
April 25th. It's a great time to be here. It will be a standing room only kind of. Come in, we dump out the crawfish out, and there's we're gonna have some frog legs on board, some alligator sausage. Really, really getting into the Louisiana
Yeah,
thing
this
there.
is getting for real. Well, Eric, I'm glad you asked.
Now
Thank
we
you
know.
for that.
Yeah, absolutely, Heather. Okay,
Now
we'll
we
listen to the
know.
music now. Take us to the music.
Okay, time for the music.
Sounds nice. Have you ever been to a crawfish boil?
I have not.
No?
In fact, I was teasing our mutual friend, Scott. I was teasing him about all the festivals and every party that he
Yeah,
goes to because
yeah.
in New Orleans, it's a big deal.
It's a big party all the
And
time.
every place he goes, there's like a vat, like a huge tub of crawfish.
Yeah, well, you can get a ton of it for really cheap.
Yeah,
Throw
that
some
was
potatoes
crawfish.
in there, some
I'd
sausages.
get away from New Orleans.
Yeah.
And Louisiana. Like,
Swim.
I would just go somewhere else and hang out.